خد الميكروفون من الأخ.
In the name of Allah, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All thanks and praises to Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, the only one, the creator. I bear witness that there is no being worthy of worship except Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his servant and his messenger. Alayhi salatu wassalam. Brothers and sisters, our sermon today is about honor. We will talk about the standards of honor in the eyes of the people who seek this life and this life only, and the standards of honor in the eye of the people who seek honor in this life and the hereafter. The religious people. It was narrated in the hadith that Allah's messenger said, the nobility of the people of this world, that which they always go to, is wealth, money. But that's the honor that the people who seek this life consider or important for them. And that means that the standards of honor and nobility for the people who seek this life, for the people who seek this life only, is money or materialistic possessions. Whoever has them is honored and noble. That is according to their standards. But the religious people, the people who seek honor in this life and the hereafter, have different standards and different view of money and wealth and materialistic possessions in general. As they don't consider the person who possesses money and influence to be reputable, honorable, or noble, unless these materialistic possessions accompanied with piety. All materialistic possessions has to be accompanied with piety, with good characteristics, in order for a Muslim believing Allah and His Messenger consider it honor. That means we must use our wealth and our power in serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by obeying His commands and following Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, following Prophet Muhammad's sunnah alayhi salatu wassalam. Using our wealth and applying our power. If we do that, brothers and sisters, would you please respect the prayer rules in the house of Allah? It's not just the mosque rules and regulation, it's Allah and Prophet education to us when you come to the mosque and listen to the prayer, we must observe certain protocols, certain etiquette, and the minimum of it is not talking with each other and not being on the phone. Thank you, brothers and sisters. So if we do that, if we observe honor as Prophet Muhammad taught us, alayhi salatu wasalam, as Allah commanded us, then we fulfill the purpose, we fulfill our purpose in this earth. And we deserve the description as honorable people and noble people. And we become pious. Then we become winners in this life and in the hereafter, insha'Allah. In that meaning, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, said, the nobility of a person is his adherence to his religion, and the virality of a person is his mind. The virality of the person is his mind, and the honor of a person is his characteristic. Brothers and sisters, Islam came and people were proud of their families, their parents, their tribes, their wealth, and their power. So Islam did not deny them this pride, but Islam wants to complete it by adding piety. As Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, stated, it is okay to be proud of your wealth, but it is important, very important, to be a pious. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Hujurat, verse number 13, what it can be translated, the most honored amongst you is in the sight of Allah, in the eyes of Allah, is the most pious. The most honor is the most pious. And Allah's Messenger, alayhi salatu wassalam, answered in the authentic hadith when he was asked, O Prophet of Allah, who's the most honorable? He answered, the most honored is in the sight of Allah is the most pious. And when the companions repeated the question, the Prophet answered, the most honored is Prophet Yusuf, alayhi salam. He's a prophet, a son of a prophet, and a son of Sayyidina Ibrahim, alayhi salam. But they did not stop at this. They asked again. Then the Prophet asked them, are you asking me about the honor in the Arab prior Islam and the era after Islam? They said yes, that is what we are asking about. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said, the best of you in pre-Islamic era is the best of you in Islam. If you understand this religion correctly. Brothers and sisters, if we are seeking honor, we should be among those people who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described in Surah At-Tawbah, verse number 112. It can be translated. Those who turn to Allah in repentance those who turn to Allah in repentance, who worship Allah and praise Allah, who wander in devotion to the cause of Allah, who bow down and prostrate in prayers, those who enjoin good and forbid evil, and observe the limit set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So proclaim the glad tidings to those believers. These are the descriptions of honor coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, brothers and sisters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described the honorable people in another surah, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse number 35. What it can be translated, those are the honorable people that Allah is describing. Surely the Muslims, men and women, and the believers, men and women, and the obedience to Allah, men and women, and the truthful to Allah, men and women, and the patient, men and women, and the humble, men and women, and the charity givers, men and women, and those who observe fasting, men and women, and those who guard their chastity, men and women, and those who remember Allah with their hearts as well as their tongue. Allah has prepared for them forgiveness and great rewards in paradise, inshallah. So, brothers and sisters, if we are looking for honor, for nobility, and for paradise as well, we need to be among those who Allah and His Messenger described. That's the standards of Allah and His Messenger for honor. That's the standard of the true Muslim for honor. May Allah help us and guide us to be among those who are seeking honor in this life and the hereafter, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الحمد لله الذي بنعمته تتم الصالحات وأشهد أن لا